78? Are you 79? Are you 80? Are you 81? Stop.
Is this for Blue
Happy,
Note?
happy birthday, Dom.
Is
Happy
this
birthday,
live?
man. This is live.
Oh, gee, thank you very much. Yes, it's true. Privilege of aging, as we like to say. I'm glad to be able to do it. What's up,
Say
Alan?
it's your birthday. True story. When we were growing up, going out to eat as kids and teenagers and stuff, every restaurant we went to, we always said it was my best friend's birthday, even though it wasn't, just to fuck with him. And he always unexpected for him. So shout out to Pat Brown. Happy
Did
birthday.
it work?
It worked every time. Desserts, the whole nine, the singing, the clapping.
So you were those people. All right.
Oh yeah.
So you don't go to a restaurant and say it's, your birthday and it's not, and then you get the free sombrero or whatever. You don't. No.
That's what we used to do.
I can't say I have. I usually try to avoid it completely. If it comes out, it comes out. But I guess I never thought about it the other way around. You gotta lean in harder, even when it's not true.
Yes.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Ask you for your ID?
That would be interesting.
We used to have to do that when I worked at a restaurant.
Friendlies? Was it Friendlies?
Close. It was the other one that started with an F.
Fridays?
Fridays.
Does anyone remember
Fuddruckers? Oh, Fuddruckers. There's a Fuddruckers in Mohegan Sun, I think, or Foxwoods, one of the casinos.
Oh, thank you, Wonky.
Is there still a Friendlies up near you, Dom?
Is there a Friendlies? There's got to be. Yeah, there is. There is, yeah, somewhere. I mean, I know I've seen it. It's been great. I've had like a 4-day birthday somehow, just because of people coming and hang out with me on Saturday, stuff yesterday. We're going out to a restaurant tomorrow, so it's been good. Record fair yesterday, I was saying, before the stream started. So
nice.
Yeah.
So you're one of these people who have like one birthday, but it's birthday week, right?
It's the way it turned out it doesn't usually turn out that way. It's just the way it came down the pike this year because of various reasons. But
Dom is seeking a bender. That's what it is.
That's right.
I mean, maybe next year on that, when I get to a little bit closer to 50.
How close to 50 are you?
Very.
I'm thinking you and I are about even, is what I'm thinking.
I'm 40. I'm 48 today. Yeah.
Oh, damn. I'm 1 year younger than. I'm like a baby.
We had this age conversation, I think. You and Jason are the same age. Chris is 3-4 years younger.
More.
7 years younger than you.
7 years. Okay.
Yeah, but if you look at Jason's record collection, it seems like he's like 20 years older. Got all this like old ass.
He's got all that rock and roll in there, like Buddy Holly and Little Richard, and that's rock and roll. Am I right?
You're right. You're actually right.
Well, I'm not. We agree on this. Yes,
we agree on that. Yeah.
Anyway, who cares about birthdays? It's all no.
No. Tell us a story. Birthday. You got like a birthday story? Like any things you remember?
That's a great question. That is like if the first thing comes to mind, maybe.
Yeah. Sure.
Make it a long story.
I'll make it a bit of a seedy one.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I got. So I think I was turning 22, 23, and I was living in Queens at the time, and we went out to see a showcase. Interestingly enough, Interpol, as I like to call them, when they were really young, and they like nobody cared who they were yet. They were opening up for this band Arab Strap that was on the label that I was working with, and it was a bit of a late night, we'll say, a little debaucherous. And I had to take the F train, for those that know, all the way to the last. Okay, so no, I was going somewhere else that night. I wasn't going to Queens. I was in Queens. Anyway, it's a long story, but I was taking the F train all the way to the last stop, which is Jamaica. And I got stuck at a spot where there was a train that was out of service. So I had to wait for like a long time for something else. It was like 4 a.m. and I had to go to the bathroom. Okay. So as you may know, there's nowhere to piss on trains anywhere unless you decide to make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I decided to, since there was like nobody around, I like went underneath the stairwell. It was like emergency time. I was like, I got to do this. This just has to happen. And as soon as I start doing my business, like I see some figures moving through like an empty train on the other side of the platform. And within minutes, it was like I had tap on my shoulder, and it was cops.
Oh,
and this was my birthday. Okay. And I think it was my birthday, but now it wasn't anymore. But anyway, they were looking at my ID, and they were like, you're getting busted on your birthday, bud. You know, and they were like really razzing me and giving me all kinds of, you know, shit. So that's what comes to mind. And they gave me a nice ticket that I don't know what I did. Did I ignore it? I don't know. I don't remember, but it was not my most proud moment. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think pissing underneath the stairwell and then not paying the summons is definitely rock and roll, in my opinion.
It is absolutely, especially because I don't even remember a lot of the story. Apparently, I just know the basics. I don't remember what happened after, how I got home or anything. But we all have that happen, don't we? Right, everybody.
I think so.
Wait,
is it Sean? I know I wasn't 21. I know I was like 22, maybe 23. So, yeah.
All right, so it wasn't Giuliani subway, at least.
It would have been Bloomberg, I guess, right? That would have made it like the year 2000, 2001. It was pre 9/11. I remember that. No, yeah, so it would have been Giuliani.
Yeah, it would have been, and Interpol's playing, so that's definitely pre 2002.
Yeah, they were young. They were trying to be cool. Like they were trying to like really like look the part and everything. And everyone was like, they were okay. There was this girl feel like they were pretty good, but nothing great.
Did you watch the Meet Me in the Bathroom documentary?
Oh, I loved it. And I actually grew to really like Interpol, actually, especially the first and the second albums for sure. Yeah. I think they hold up well. I wouldn't say they're like incredibly groundbreaking or anything, but I do enjoy them.
Yeah.
Hey, can you put up Sheepdog's comment?
Sheepdog.
Yeah.
It's down at the bottom.
Oh, I know somebody who did. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Boys Noise did his DJ set, played some amazing like new beat and dark techno. 9 Inch Nails went up there and killed it.
Oh, you saw him live?
Hell yeah. It was an amazing show.
What?
What are you talking about? What kind of update are you talking about?
Like,
no, I don't do that. I was too busy. I didn't stop moving from the second we walked in. I first of all, I had pit tickets, which is the only way to go. I don't do the whole floor sitting down for 9 Inch Nails. From the second we got there till we left, till the curtains came down after they played Hurt, I was moving and grooving. That was one of the best shows. It was definitely needed.
Nice.
He played every song I wanted to hear, except for I didn't get to hear Last or Physical, like any of the super like riffy songs that I like. But he played a lot of good stuff. Any
covers?
Sorry, Cesar, you're right.
No, 9 Inch Nails. No. I mean, they did do I'm Afraid of Americans. It's not a cover, but obviously it was without David Bowie.
Yeah.
He did The Perfect Drug, which I'd never seen him play live before. I'm not really sure that song works super well live, but it was cool to see it.
How often does 9 Inch Nails tour? Is this like a rare thing? They don't tour that often, right?
Well, they hadn't toured in a long time. You know what I mean? And they did this whole thing where they had 2 stages. They had like a traditional stage, and then they had one in the middle of the place with the lights. You've probably seen pictures of it on social media and stuff like that. It was unreal.
Nice.
And, how was the crowd? Was it a big crowd, sold out?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was in Moody Center, same place we saw The Cure. Yeah, not only was it, I mean, I don't know if it was sold out, but
Yes,
the thing that I like about it is like the pit area, because of the stage was in the middle, the pit area wasn't crowded at all. I mean, there were a ton of people there, but we kind of stayed back, even though we were near the back, near the rail. Like the stage was literally right there. I mean, like you could see.
You need to address
areas.
that question from Elliot, Joel.
What is it? Here's the thing. My wife asked the same thing. Trent wrote the song. Okay. Johnny Cash covered it. Okay. So no, they don't cover a Johnny Cash song.
But
Like, I don't know why people don't get this.
They do the two. You know, they got the part. Elliot's got the parties right though. Johnny Cash and
yeah.
Yeah.
So they closed the show with "Hurt," which is the Nine Inch Nails song that Johnny Cash covered, and it was unreal. I mean, he opened the show with "Something I Can Never Have," a solo on the piano in the middle of the venue, incredibly down tempo and emotional song, and then they closed the show with "Head Like a Hole" and then "Hurt." And "Hurt's" an extremely emotional song. It was just a very cathartic night, right? Because he played Heresy, he played Wish, Heresy, he played like all the really loud, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm all about it. You know what I mean?
Where do they rank for you? They're way up there for you.
Yeah, I think the Broken EP. Sorry, go, Jason. You want to say something?
I was gonna say, are they better than Skinny Puppy?
Well, so the Holy Triumvirate is Frontline Assembly, Nine Inch Nails, Ministry, Skinny Puppy, and
who's on top?
I remember who I said. Well, they're different, right? Like Skinny Puppy is more theatrical. Nine Inch Nails is like hard, like rocking, right? Like, but not metal, more groovy, more like grooving. And so, like I want them all. I want all of them. And
Tom, damn.
No, that was rough.
Skinny Puppy sucks.
No way. Anyway, it was, and supposedly Trent said that's the last time they're going to tour as Nine Inch Nails. I would believe it. I didn't think this tour was going to happen, so it might be the last one. We'll see. But
why?
Well, because they're not really releasing music as Nine Inch Nails anymore. You know, they're doing the film scores and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
there's time.
Yeah.
When you say which version of "Hurt," I mean, honestly, like I like the Nine Inch Nails version, but when Johnny Cash did it, that was, I mean, talk about rock and roll. That was rock and roll and punk and everything else all rolled up into one. Johnny Cash doing that. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
No, Johnny Cash is country. Okay, don't you fucking go there, Joel.
Johnny Cash
is country music.
Johnny Cash is punk rock.
No. He is country music. He stays in that box. He doesn't leave that box, Joel, until the boomer generation says he can come out.
Nah.
No, Joel.
No.
Johnny Cash is country.
And I just want everyone in the chat to know that the Broken EP by Nine Inch Nails is the most energetic, perfect collection of songs you can find. Like, I will put it up there with anything that's ever been made. That album or that EP is absolutely perfect. There is zero flaws with that.
I haven't heard anything since Downward Spiral. So,
well, Broken EP was before Downward Spiral. It went Pretty Hate Machine, Broken, and then Downward Spiral.
Don't change the subject.
Oh yeah, so go back to that comment. His drumming, Josh Freese drumming for Nine Inch Nails, unfucking real. That Sheepdog, like, you were exactly right. Josh Freese blew the fucking place up. That was amazing drumming.
Is this the guy the Foo Fighters hired and kicked out in like 3 days?
I don't know. I don't give a shit. But dude, when he was drumming for Nine Inch Nails, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's one of these guys that turns up in like every touring band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking him. I was just asking if that's the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I thought it was, but I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Like, I could name, I know like the hit songs from Foo Fighters, but I've never listened to one of their albums. I don't have anything against them. It's just not my thing.
I like them when I run out of Ambien, you know, and I need to.
That song they did with the video when Dave Grohl had the big hand. That was like really early on.
Yeah.
I like that song. I didn't have anything against
That's
it.
called Everlong. Yeah.
Everyone, yeah. But
I do
Foo
like
Fighters, rock and roll. Johnny Cash, not rock and roll. Not allowed to have him. You can't have him, but you can have the Foo. Just saying.
Well,
He belongs in the Country Hall of Fame. Okay.
Here, can I tee you up, Chris, or do you just want to go?
Whatever, tee me up. I'll tee it up.
A lot of what we do here in the VC is we listen and we respond. So last Thursday, there was a stream called Surface Noise where evidently this conversation about rock and roll came up. And my boy Chris here, aka the Groove Seeker, he's fired up, and he wants to rekindle this conversation for a different audience and, bring a different perspective.
Yeah, I'm fired up. So shout out to Chance, Jason and I. Jason's more of the veteran, I'm more of the rookie, but we participate in the show on record, talking about records. And Chance, doing current events, brought up the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is a very polarizing topic. Polarizing, and I'm the only person on the East Coast who cares about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the rest of the nation does not care about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What do
you think it is, Cyborg, that gets everyone so fired up about this? Just
it's a popular corporate event that gets things wrong, so people automatically just piss on it, which is fine. I know museums and preserving history isn't important to people. If it's, that's okay. Like, I get it. It's a fun thing. I think that's why people don't like it, and a million other reasons. But what it did the other night is exactly why it exists. It causes debate amongst nerds. That's why it's fun, right? It's a meaningless institution, but it does do some good things. So that's my take on why people don't like it. And then Dom just left. So there's one guy down. So tonight I'm going to lose the credibility of the five people that care about what I say. 3 of them are on this panel. So the 2 out there. Thank you guys. But yeah, so it got me thinking, and we really didn't get to this the other night because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame discussion kind of took over. But it occurred to me in the conversation that I don't think people, and this is going to sound really arrogant and pompous, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't think people really understand what rock and roll is anymore.
What is rock and roll?
Well, to me, it started off as a genre which had a very short shelf life. And it very quickly transformed, or in retrospect, maybe you look at it as more of like a social movement and a cultural thing. So when you start throwing things around about artists that say like they don't belong here, they belong in this box and they belong in that box, and that's not rock and roll, it kind of makes me wonder, like, first of all, why would you say something like that? Secondly, do you pay attention to the history of music to understand how things evolve and the importance of what these classifications mean or these descriptions mean? Because when I think about a rock and roll cultural movement, social movement, its attitude, its style, its sound, its dance, its fashion, its cultural symbolism, whether it be cars, leather jackets, guitar, like there's so much to rock and roll that to say like someone isn't rock and roll, it's a very broad, troubling statement to make, in my opinion. The second thing is, if you look at the roots of rock and roll, it comes from gospel, blues. Tom knows I'm a big jazz guy, jazz, boogie, R&B, all of these things all stole from rock. So to say an artist who's not of the rock genre doesn't belong in that category is actually asinine, because they're a direct descendant of the music that influenced and created the short shelf life of rock and roll. So when I start to think about this, and I understand like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum is like a controversial topic, but it takes, to me, it's like a very short hurdle to be considered rock and roll. You really only have to check a box or two, in my opinion, to say like, oh, that's rock and roll. I mean, get to some examples of what I mean by that. But that's really where I'm coming from. And I find it funny that like a lot of people preach how stupid genres are, right? And then they want to preserve and put legacy in a box, which is just completely contradictory to me. Like, so I have some issues with that as well. Like, no, they belong here, but then we all respect and love artists that you can't categorize, and we think that's like a magical thing, and what people strive to look forward to as fans. So yeah, overall, like, yes, at one point rock and roll was a genre. I would say for like 10 years, right? Maybe a little, give or take a year or two, because no one else you couldn't describe what it was. Someone coined the phrase. I think a DJ coined the phrase. Mm-hmm. Then that died, and then it takes on a new meaning. And I was kind of talking offline with you guys. Like, people say I listen to punk. You don't listen to punk. Punk is a movement, and you listen to punk rock. You listen to different types of punk, but punk is like a cultural phenomenon, a social movement. So there's a lot of parallels there too that we hopefully would get into. But that's where I'm coming from on this. Like, to say like Wu-Tang isn't rock and roll, I could argue they are in a lot of different ways. To say Dolly Parton isn't rock and roll, I can argue she absolutely is in a lot of ways. She might not be making 3.5-minute rock music like Chuck Berry did, but there's so many things there that line up with the rock and roll attitude. So
when anyway, you said,
thanks for coming to the stream, guys. Appreciate my time in the VC, and I'll see you guys around in the future.
Oh wait, when you said that to be rock and roll, you have to, there's like one or two check boxes. What do you think? What do you mean? Like, what are the check boxes?
Well, so Dr. Johnny Fever is not a fan of this topic, so I want to answer one question. What years rock and roll? I would say loosely 1954 to 1965, maybe a little bit before that, but not after that at all.
You don't think Huey Lewis and the News was rock and roll?
No, I don't think Springsteen was rock and roll. I don't think the Beatles were rock and roll. I don't think the Beach Boys were rock and roll. I don't think Bob Dylan was rock and roll. I think they made rock and roll songs, but they're not rock and roll music.
I mean, yeah, Huey Lewis, you could say, was maybe trying to retread some of that, but rock and roll died at the end in the late 50s, early 60s, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So wait, what were the two check boxes you're talking about?
No, there's multiple check boxes. It could be a million things. It could be an attitude. It could be a philosophy. It could be style. You mean you could look at an artist and say, I'm trying to like. You could look at David Byrne and be like, that guy's rock and roll. Isn't rock and roll music? He's he's like he made funk based Afrobeat like new wave records in his career. That's rock and roll. Fela Kuti, there's a perfect example. That dude's rock and roll.
Is he in? I have no idea who's in. That's the other thing. He should be recognized for sure.
Yeah. Well, and if you take the strict definition of like what people were challenging, you're like Prince is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Stevie Wonder wouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Beach Boys wouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It should just be the Music Hall of Fame, essentially. It should be rock and roll. Just becomes sort of like the blanket term about the culture of music and sort of how it started, I think.
Yeah,
and so it is sort of a semantical thing to sit here and say like, oh, it shouldn't be called that. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, we're talking about important artists and the legacy in this history of pop music, essentially.
Yeah, I think it bleeds over into the genre discussion. This thing of like when you said like there's the rock and roll genre, where that was like for 10 years or whatever, and then there's things that people call rock and roll that happened afterwards, and we see this with genres over and over again. Like a big one that I always get a little teed about is like post-punk. It's like there's a thing that was post-punk That was back in the day. You know what I mean? But then there's people that make music now that sounds like that music, and they call it post punk, and you have to like make that distinguish. You have to distinguish between the two, and that's kind of the same thing with rock and roll. And then differently, but that's in one aspect. That's when you're talking about the genres, and then you have the whole thing. We talked about it before about like the difference between saying something is hip hop and something is rap. Rap is the music, and hip hop is the culture. Those are two different sort of arguments when you say to this conversation about rock and roll.
And I love Elliot Cruz's comment. It's a catchy name for the Music Hall of Fame. That's exactly what it is. But then people, and I don't want to make this a Hall of Fame discussion, but it's hard to avoid it. But then people are saying like, "Oh, that's not rock and roll. It doesn't belong in there." Okay, so maybe they change the name of the Music Hall. That's fine. But Bill K, great definition. Whatever grabs you, that's rock and roll. Yeah, I'm in agreement with what you're saying, Joel. It's like, everybody's so quick to categorize when it's convenient for them, but as soon as like an alternative perspective or an expansion on what they categorize is presented to them, they just like shudder, like, "Oh, I can't handle that. This person's more rock and roll than that person." Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You know what's rock
well,
and roll?
Jose, it is whatever Americans think rock and roll is, because guess what? It's ours. Like, sorry, buddy. Like, that's like well, whatever Americans think jazz is. Well, yeah, it's ours. We had it first.
Oh, nice.
Look at this.
Little best show mention.
Oh, jeez. You know what's rock and roll? I'm going to tell you. The year that Jerry Lee Lewis died, I drove to St. Charles, Louisiana, at a casino to see The Killer play. Okay? And there's a video of it. Like, I have it. I think that's probably my highest video. I think it has like over 80,000 views.
This is Jerry Lee Lewis performing live at a casino?
Yes.
Okay.
Last year of his life. And his sister was backing him up. She was in like a piano that was like, I think stage right, like bar. But at one point, Jerry Lee, the Killer, like he like basically messed up, right? And he got mad, right? And he's old. I think he died when he was in his 80s, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat, but
Well, he died in 2022 because I had to look it up.
Yes.
I don't know how old he was.
But he got upset, and I was trying to look how is he playing? Like, what is he? And then he just blamed it on the piano. He got mad. He's like, "Damn Yamaha piano."
Because he was 87.
I was like, "Dude, Jerry Lee, I love you. You are crazy. Like, let's just get that out of the way, but don't play the piano. Like, just your skills are no longer the killer, that you were in 58. Like, let's be honest. Like, they were not, the fact that he could remember the lyrics really blew my mind, But yes, he was the war crab of his day. We're gonna say that. Like, even though, I'm pretty sure, was Jerry Lee, he was, dissing Elvis, right, at the height. He was like, "Dude, I'm better than that guy." Like, whoa,
When I went to go see Stephen Stills, he was like that. He was he was barely able to play his guitar.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
He's also losing his hearing.
Yeah, he was like a shadow of his former self, but I still enjoyed watching him. I was like, fuck it. But you know who can still rock out is Robert Plant. He's rock and roll. I got to see Robert Plant in Vegas with Alison Krauss, and it was an incredible show.
Well, hopefully when Robert Plant was singing, he didn't get mad and blame it on his microphone.
He was incredible. I was front row. He could still sing. He's amazing.
You're firing through these comments.
Do you want me to stop?
So that's good. I mean, I agree with you. I know like we're supposed to like disagree and like argue, like we're gonna debate, but I agree with you. You know what I mean?
It's not the point to me. To me, it's just about who's what kind of artists and what who's being inducted and for why and who's being ignored. To me, there's just not enough representation. But again, I don't even know who's in and who's not. Like I just had to look up like, oh, Nina Simone should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but she was inducted like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking. Like if you go look at the list of who's in, there's a lot of people in that you're just like you had no idea. That's how little people pay attention to.
Yeah, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is enough representation, but like I brought up Alex Chilton, like he should absolutely be in there. Like whether it's him or Big Star. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are watching this and being like, there's like a bulleted list of like 10 to 15, artists that should be there. But I just wonder if like people are being recognized more for album sales and popularity and less about sort of like being cutting edge and groundbreaking. And that's what mattered to me.
I don't think it's a perfect thing, right? And I'm not defending the hall per se. I'm more defending the idea that like rock and roll has become a fluid description of popular music, I guess, or popular culture, or an aspect of pop culture that is more of like an attitude that unifies, sets trends. I wouldn't necessarily say innovates anymore, but like I just find it shocking that people's like visceral reaction to some artists, because they don't play guitar in like 3.5-minute songs with like a nice little 2 verses and a bridge. Like, doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, can we just all agree that Dave Matthews Band shouldn't be in there?
Yeah, it's fine. I agree they shouldn't be in there, especially if Fish should have got in first. But
so are neither in? I have no idea.
Dave Matthews Band is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yes.
Yeah. Well, when you have 7 consecutive albums debut at number 1 on the Billboard charts, I think that says something. But
it does say something.
It's a lot more than 9 Inch Nails debuted at number 1 on the Billboard. So let's put it in. Now, 9 Inch Nails, I think they're in too, right? They deserve to be in. It's extremely important.
I know Trent presented when The Cure got in. I imagine that means they're in. I have no clue.
I like Vinyl and Kicks 86 comment. The youth get to define what rock and roll is. That's actually, now I'm not the youth anymore, but that kind of ties to my point, because it's usually older people that like have this like confusion on genre and what it means, and like it just doesn't make sense to me.
It's wild.
So regarding this, who I want to be in the Hall of Fame is Philip Seymour Hoffman playing Lester Bangs. Can we make that happen? Because that was great.
Backstage recordings, welcome. But when they start making audiophile Lawrence Welk records, game over. Forget it. Game over. Can you
put Troll Josh D's comment up? I always love these extreme opinions. It shouldn't be called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if every genre gets in. Actually, you have a really valid point. That means the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame would have ceased to exist in 1965 before it was founded, because that's the last time rock and roll as a genre existed. So I agree with that in spirit. Like, so it's you started off a Hall of Fame in the 80s calling it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Should have been called the Oldies Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Oldies Hall of Fame. Is there one of those? For all those people that just like their Dion and their Buddy Holly only, and that's where everything ended.
That's what I mean. Like Stevie Wonder's not in there then. Prince isn't in there. Talking Heads isn't in there. Blondie's not in there. I don't know.
Joan Jett in there?
Joan Jett?
She's in there. Yeah. And what is she in there for? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
She's not there for the Runaways?
No, I think she's in Solo. I thought she was in Solo. I do have to address the cocaine allegations with Tom. It's not cocaine. It is Sudafed and Alka-Seltzer Cold, which is close enough.
Well, you propped yourself up very well, I have to say.
I have to.
You remind me of like that that Dennis Leary skit. You know what I'm talking about? In No Cure for Cancer.
What? I'm an asshole.
Yeah,
He should be
that.
Come on.
That set, but where he talks about Sudafed and NyQuil.
Yeah,
it's one of the classics. Tonight I'm on Sudafed and NyQuil. I don't know. You got to see it.
Yeah, I guess in the '60s you still had some old Bobby Fuller or like the Dave Clark Five or some bands that were carrying that torch, you might say.
Yeah, just like, well, I don't know. Yeah, no, that's Chuck Berry even, right? Chuck Berry made records into the '70s, but that was it.
Yeah, it was small.
Even Elvis didn't stay rock and roll, but he's still rock and roll in the '70s. Like his persona, his attitude, his cultural significance. But
I know that Jose here. Happy birthday, belated birthday, Jose. Like, I
know Jose, you too.
I know he'd be trolling here, but Groove Seeker, what made you get worked up on the surface noise? What did we say? Was it specifically that Jose and Bianca were like gatekeeping about like who should be and who should not be, you know?
Yeah, I think it was just a gatekeeping thing. I'm not really sure what comment set me off. I think it was the whole idea. And then it was first the gatekeeping, and then it was like really questioning, like, does rock and roll even exist anymore? And how, when so it's like, if you start categorizing people and inducting them into this institution 40 years ago, let's say, and you're calling it rock and roll had already been dead for 15 or 20 years at that point. And like the first batch of artists that go into the first 2 or 3 inductee classes, barely rock and roll, so it's more of a frustration where it's like you have so many people with such deep musical knowledge and appreciation. Like, why would you gatekeep something like that at all? Why would you have that strict opinion on like who's worthy based upon not accomplishments, but like style, I guess.
Amen, brother. Did you want to, did you want to call anyone out specifically?
No, I'm not. No, Jason did that for me. But
did you see why I asked the question, Joel? Come on now. I'm just showing comments. Boo hoo. But I am trying to get to the deep of the matter.
Yeah, so you're making it sound like I'm calling out my friend Jose. Which Jose, I got your 45 from Discogs for you.
We're gonna burn that for rock and roll now.
Is not the case. I'm not.
If we're gonna. If we need to do some more calling out of Jose, we can do some more. Jose, have you mailed my fucking package? Like, where's my fucking package?
That's always the question. Jose gets that question every day. Where's my package, Jose?
This will be my last stream for a long time. But Dom, I'm going to direct a question towards you. I'm never choosing a topic again. Dom, what do you think rock and roll is? And doesn't it even matter to you what it is?
I don't think on those terms about it, really. In terms of this Hall of Fame discussion, I think it's just the name of the damn place, and it's just about recognizing artists and their greatness over the years. But I don't have I don't disagree with anything you said. Essentially, it's not about. It's not about.
We get Bill K on the panel right now. Sorry.
We can.
It's okay. What's Bill K saying?
Where did he pull 1965 out of his ass? Well, I mean, it's a pretty reasonable statement.
Sorry, can we pause the podcast for a second? Can you put Jose's thing up?
Which one?
Jose, I am going to kick your ass. Put that
this
fucking comment up. No, it's the latest one down at the bottom.
This one.
Jose, are you fucking kidding me? Jose, you cannot be for real about this. I gave you the label, put it on the fucking box. I don't give a shit if it's a big one or a small one.
Take your shit off.
And put it down and give it to UPS. What are you doing, dude? Oh my God, Jose, you cannot be for real.
Shipping again. We've talked about shipping enough, Joel.
God, Jose. Jose, that's it. Everybody, I'm making live news here. Aurora Central Records no longer carry the static ATX because Jose doesn't know how to use the fucking mail. Okay. I give him a label. He literally just tapes it to a fucking box, and that's too much for him. Okay, so
Chris,
because
rock
of
and
that,
roll
we're
is
cut off.
they're
What does
trying
rock
to
and
get
roll mean?
they're trying to get to me it's presenting like this like attitude or this like idea of like transcending sort of it's like the combination of being artistic and commercial at the same time, and being your own sort of like almighty oneness or something. So it's not about genre or sound at this point. We're like that's so antiquated to think that way, I think.
So it is. So you would. I'm going to try to turn you onto my side a little bit. It's more of a social movement.
Well, absolutely. I mean, in this case about talking about this institution, yes, it's about sort of recognizing who was important throughout the last 60 years when it comes to music that reached everyone or reached sort of a large audience and united people. That's what music is supposed to do, right?
Unification.
So I don't. The idea of getting nitpicky about genres is silly, but for me, it's just still more about who we're choosing to recognize and who we're not choosing to recognize, and why that is.
Well, Rick James, unification.
Not in. I don't know.
No, this is rock and roll genre. You think about the genre of rock and roll. Is this rock and roll? No, but Rick James is fucking rock and roll.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Funkadelic. Is this rock and roll? No, but George Clinton's fucking rock and roll.
Well, you might say it rocks. It rocks.
It rocks. Like. So I love that point about unification, because that's one of the things that like kind of is one of the boxes you can check, right? Joel talked about what boxes is to check. Like, yeah, like
Wanda Jackson's a great example of is she in? She should be in. Holy shit.
I don't know if she is.
Wanda Jackson, Tunnel of Love, and she's like the original rockabilly queen, the queen of rockabilly. Isn't that her nickname?
Like, is Fremer in the Hall of Fame? Because when I think of rock and roll, I think of fucking Fremer,
No.
Put Tom's comment up.
Which one? This one?
It's funny. It's mean. It's not in the right spirit, but it's funny.
I like it. Yeah.
Tom, what are you doing, man?
I don't know what it means, but I like it. Or maybe you're just poking fun at someone specific.
Jose, listen, if I aired all the dirty laundry with Jose in the shipment, the chat would side with me, Jose. So don't be telling me to chill. I've been chill, okay? And I'm chill right now, but it's insane to me that you don't understand how to put a fucking label on a box and give it to UPS. Okay?
What's the expression? It'll get to you exactly when it's supposed to, Joel, right?
Exactly. Like, who the fuck knows when that's going to be?
It will show up when it's supposed to.
He rushes me and he's like rushing me, pushing me to do stuff, and then I do it, and then he takes a month to put it in the mail. I don't understand.
Listen, Rob.
We got a lot of topics, all right?
Right.
Hold on. Listen, Rob Walker, just so you know, I didn't think we were having a stream tonight, and I got bullied into my private rant to go public.
It was definitely on the line that it was going to go either way, and most
here I am,
the other way.
Sacrificial lamb, ruining the little reputation I have.
You know what, Rob Walker? If I'm in Den Bosch in April, we're going to do a stream, and I'm going to tell you, Rob Walker, hopefully you're watching, no decent subjects, Rob Walker, for Den Bosch? Nothing? Sad. Fail.
Also, it's never about the topic exactly, right? We've always said this.
Yeah. Rock and roll is pop inverted culture.
Like, I almost feel like, hold up, man. We're going to go back to this. Rob Walker, you just messaged me. You got a topic you want to talk about?
And actually, I talked to Jason about this. We are willing to do like a Friday morning, Friday afternoon to meet the time requirement. So if you have a topic, we're down.
Ooh,
Joel and Dom don't know that yet, but now they do.
Look at this comment. Are the Oneaters rock and roll? Because that thing you do really rocks my socks.
Is that a real band?
Oh my God. You don't know that movie?
I don't know why. I've seen that movie like 15 times, and I don't know why. Yeah, that thing you do, Chris. You've seen
That's
it.
a great movie, man. What are you talking about? That movie's awesome.
Is it? I mean, it's.
Yeah.
You think it holds up?
I think it does. I think it's funny.
Yeah, this comment
feel like-
here. Jeez. Come on now.
Typical American.
Dude, Jose, hold on. I have sympathy, but it's like it's comical at this point, Jose. Like it's comical. I could go into more of what makes it so funny, but I'm not trying to air all of the laundry, okay? But it's just Jose, listen, I got nothing but love. At this point, I just think it's straight up funny. Like
So go
how
back
hard
to-
it is to get your fucking records.
Joel, you got other records to worry about. Don't worry about Jose.
Oh, I got Taylor Swift to worry about. My bad.
Go back to Sean's comment
This one?
about, yeah, this is great. This is the world we all should live in, and I live in it too. Enjoy criticizing it, but if when it's convenient for you and one of your favorites gets in, of course you're all over it. It's cool to see. Yeah, you can have it both ways. This is like Burger King, Sean.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I fast forwarded through Bad Company's induction last year because who gives a shit, right? But yeah.
Now wait a minute. Bad Company. Come on. See, now we're gonna get into the whole thing.
They rock it. They rock. I guess they rock and roll, but
Hold on. Listen, we're not getting listen. Oh, Jose did say, if you scroll up in chat, he did say to air it live on the stream. I didn't want to. Okay. But this whole thing, Jose told me not to pay. He told me not to pay. Okay. And I think he told me not to pay because of the fact that he knows damn well he was going to take like 3 months to ship it. So he didn't want to feel bad. Like the last time I paid and he took like 3 months to ship it. So
can you put Stevie's comment up about Benny Jive and the Uptown Five?
Barry Jive.
Oh,
Yeah.
So sorry, is it Barry Jive? Barry Jive? I forget.
Jive.
But
Yeah.
Little known fact that Sonic Death Monkey is actually on the same ballot as them, similar to New Order and Joy Division. So there's a big controversy on that.
I can't even find his comment. Is it at the bottom?
Who? Oh, it was at the bottom. It's a little further up now, but not too far up.
Did Bad Company sell more records than Led Zeppelin?
Yes.
What?
Isn't that unbelievable?
That's
You don't-
true?
You don't know that.
No.
So
How is this possible?
That's the thing, because Bad Company wrote hit singles and Led Zeppelin did not, and they refused to release singles, right? Because
Right.
they were a album-oriented band, and so Bad Company capitalized on that. I don't know if you knew that.
I sure didn't. But they have like one album, don't they?
Who, Bad Company? Damn. Shit.
Bad Company. I know. I love band theme songs. That's my favorite.
I mean, it's the band, the album title, and the single. Is it all in the same thing or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it
All right,
is.
let's go. All right, now I love when Jazzy Jeff asks stuff. Let's do it. Put it up there.
This one.
Oh no, not this.
Oh,
Let me sure.
Joel Tango would be a nomination.
No. Jazzy, hear me out, because I think this is where I'm getting misconstrued. Those guys are rock. They are not rock and roll from a genre perspective.
Correct.
But all of those bands are 100% rock and roll from a cultural perspective. That's what I'm getting at. So the whole thing was this: like, if we go back to like what I was saying, these artists aren't rock and roll. Well, my point is, like, 1% of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame made rock and roll music from a genre perspective. So like Jimmy, rock and roll, but he makes rock music. Ramones, rock and roll, but they made punk rock music.
I would say they actually made rock and roll music, actually, in a way.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Only because they were really just bringing it back to its roots.
True. Did they have a piano in the band?
Listen, I just have to clear this up.
There, maybe.
Jose is not scamming me. There's like a little bit of there's like half joking stuff going on and half real stuff going on. You guys I'm not even getting into most of it. Either is Jose. We're just fucking around with one another. No one is scamming. Certainly not Jose. He runs a badass record label. Everything is okay. I'm just fucking with him a little bit. because I think it's funny, the stuff that's going on.
I listened to the Steve Roden today, the paper record.
What?
The Steve Roden, the Aurora Central, the bestseller of last year for Aurora Central.
Yeah, that's the one Chris sent me.
Yeah,
it's literally a guy making sound with manipulating paper. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Jose's not coming on the panel. Okay, he's too busy. He's dubbing tapes tonight. He doesn't have time to be on this panel. Yo, Terry, what up? What up, homeboy?
I told you we shouldn't have done this fucking topic.
Why? I think it's totally valid. Like,
this is a great topic. This is one of the best topics.
Do you know? Okay, like, hold up. Do you know I agree with you, right? Like, why? Like,
oh, tell me why. I haven't heard from you yet.
You know, I'm really into rock and roll records. You know, but that was a certain time and place. I'm pretty sure, like, people forget the parents and the industry hated rock and roll, right? They wanted to bury that sucker. They wanted Frankie Avalon, right? These guys suck, man. You got to be kidding me. They do anything to, like, if they had their way, the industry, they would have killed off Chuck Berry, you know? Like, they would have done anything, you know? I mean, they sent him to prison. Like, that's insane. Like, Elvis
There's
had to go.
There's no way you're 47, dude.
Who's 47?
I said there's no way you're 47. You're like 57 or 67, aren't you?
The first conversation.
You're talking about Frankie Avalon. That's the kind of stuff my parents talk about. There's no way you're 47.
You know, you're gonna ask yourself, when you go to Half Price Books, do you see any rock and roll records there? Hell no. What do you see? Perry Como. Like, that's awful. Lawrence Welk. You know, Pete Fontaine. You know, man. Sometimes I laugh and I wonder if, like, Analog Productions is going to do an audiophile reissue of Pete Fontaine. Just
it's coming.
You know, look at this comment. This is hilarious.
That was what we were going to talk about.
I know
that was the topic last week, Rob.
It's tough. The VC. It's a sign the VC's dying. Right. We're actually talking about music.
He didn't watch that episode.
Right? Missed that one. That was literally for Rob Walker. That topic.
No, right.
Well, one of the first conversations Jason and I ever spent time on, he shared with me a 45 of Elvis Presley's Mystery Train. And what Jason and I didn't talk about was the pressing, the condition, what he paid for it, if it was on his Discog want list, what record store he bought it at. We talked about the importance of the song, the importance of the artist, the physical journey of that record and what it means as an artifact. Like, so I know Jason has like deep roots in the love of rock and roll music. I would say it's your number one love, right?
Oh yes, because it's raw. Yeah. And if anybody knows, like, why do I like it? Because each of these artists were not copying from each other. Like, they were not like, you know, they were going to do their own thing and have their own stamp of originality, you know, like that's important. You know, they had their own sound, their own studios, you know, I mean, they may not have owned their own studios, but that sound came, like, you went to Chess Studios for that boxy sound, you know, you went to Sun Studios to get that feeling.
Yeah.
Maybe I will do like a rock and roll DJ stream. We will play it, my set, you know.
All 45s, right?
Right. Look at this comment. Yeah. Look at this, Joe. Look at this. Josh,
that could have been the topic again.
Right. Yeah, that could have, right?
Listen, I think next week we just go talk about fucking inner sleeves and make everybody happy. Or fucking poly liners, or, you know, what reissues we hate because somebody else already reissued them. We'll just get back to pure.
Well, you know, yeah, right. Like, let me explain something too, right? Before we drop this topic, you know, my DJ stream on Sunday, I misspelled Kevin Gray, right? Because I was influenced by Michael Fremer, right? Like, I can take a joke right? But most people, if you're taking this whole, you know what, if you are taking this whole vinyl community thing seriously, you know, whatever to get free promos or whatever, you know, subscribers or views, you know, because you're monetized, you know.
Rojas is like
You're
the
doing it
Suge
wrong.
Knight. You're like the
Just
Suge
doing
Knight
it
of the
wrong,
VC.
man.
When you start going on, that reminds me of Suge Knight at the Source Awards. He's like, if you don't want your producer all up in the video, come to Death Row.
I mean, I'm just trying to have fun here, folks, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
I mean,
I just
Dom,
wanted to talk about music.
if all my comparison videos have persuaded anybody that Kevin Gray's the worst mastering engineer, no, hell no, it has not, you know?
You're flying that flag, though, baby.
That's right. It's like, I'm like the dark Obi-Wan, like the failed Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know? Like, I've not proven it, you know?
It's the ultimate form of disrespect.
Right.
Graey, right? EY?
What if he's British? The fuck? How do we know?
Right.
Remember, what was that? Who was that? David Gray. Remember David Gray?
Yes.
Yeah. Babylon.
Oh, that song. I heard a zillion times.
White ladder.
Oh, that was like the late 90s, right? That was when I was working at a grocery store. I just heard it all the time.
Yeah, it was 2000. I think he was on ATO.
Oh, it was much later. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, he had tracks or hits. Rob Walker probably knows because he's across the pond. But I think David Gray's debut was like 93, maybe 94.
Yeah.
He had a couple albums before that White Ladder record.
No. If Jose was on the panel, Chase, he'd be like Gigi Allen.
Let's talk about record cleaners and surfactant and, you know.
Well, Josh D, right? Like if Kevin Gray's allowing you to, like, you know, put your initials on the record, you'll say anything, right? Damn.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
We should have talked about that Taylor Swift single dropping, right, Joel?
Yeah, I know. Big news. Taylor Swift. It's called Elizabeth Taylor, 7-inch. They announced it this morning.
We don't have to actually talk about it.
Sean.
Well, I got phone calls all day about it, and it was you know, I still don't have any information about how many they're going to press, but the distributor said there's going to be plenty of them. So there is that. So I know a lot of people in the VC are super into Taylor Swift.
Let's play a game. No, actually, I don't want to play that game. Never mind.
Well, we could go into do you want to go to the next topic? Or we beat this?
No, you guys are. This is the shortest we've ever spent on a topic, so let's just end it. Fucking, it's over. See what happens. We try to talk about music, and that's it.
We're still going to talk about music. All the topics are music. What else do you want to say about it?
Yes, your case was so compelling. Like,
yeah,
your case was so hot that, like, you made your point. Like, there was no, you know. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, we don't have, you know, I'm going to be devil's advocate here, but, like, unfortunately, we didn't have Jose Bianco, you know.
We also want to conserve your voice, Chris. You know, we don't want to stretch it too far. We want to.
Well, Chris, how about this? How about Chris? You be your own devil's advocate. What's the competing argument? Because I don't understand what it is. Like when you originally told me your thoughts, I was like, that's not controversial at all. Like I think you were expecting it to be, but it's not. So I don't understand what the counterpoint would be. If the counterpoint is that rock music shouldn't be in the or only rock music should be in the Rock and Roll Wall of Fame, that like ship has sailed like a long time ago.
Yeah, I guess that's my point.
Does anyone really think that is that what they were really even saying?
Apparently, to a certain.
Well, this whole thing started like a week ago or whenever it was, where you said that people were up in arms about New Edition being in there, and to me, Bobby Brown, he's fucking rock and roll. If you don't think he is, like, I don't understand like what the big deal is about New Edition being in there.
I also got to give a shout out to Vinyl and Beer Alex, who kind of came to me with this concern as well, because he was getting interrogated about acts like Wu-Tang or Lauryn Hill or Bobby Brown or Dolly Parton or whoever being suggested that they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, they don't, like, what is that about? And I think that's what kind of fueled the discussion after
I think I think a better conversation should be, should Lauryn Hill be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame given how much music or how little music she's actually released? I mean, she doesn't have a huge catalog of music she's made.
Well,
not compared to some of the others.
I think that this also goes back to like something I shared with Jason. I think like maybe the miseducation of Lauryn Hill or Jeff Buckley's Grace belongs in a museum, but I don't know if they belong there because they just didn't put out.
Well, Jeff Buckley died, right? So I mean, he has an excuse.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm not. I fucking love Jeff Buckley, but it's
better to burn out or to fade away.
That's the thing. Well, you have to burn out with enough catalog before it's worth it.
But you could. I think they should be in. I mean, because the influence it lasts 30, whatever. Lauryn Hill 25 years, Jeff Buckley 30 years. Like if the fact that people still care this much longer down the road says something.
Yeah. I think another topic that would be extremely boring for the VC, but I'd be interested, is when you told me, like when I went on their website, which I'd never been on before, I saw that there was a quote fan vote, and I thought the fan vote was like who got in, and you told me the fan vote means fuck all. So it's like, that's kind of interesting. Like, why even have a fan vote if it doesn't mean anything?
Yeah, I'm not sure why that is. I think it's just to garner excitement, and I think it plays a part in it. But like, Fish won the fan vote and didn't get in. Dave Matthews won the fan vote the first time and didn't get in. I'm sure there's been others, probably not actually, but yeah.
So Chris, I'm going to give you a minute to fish out for a second. Is there some conspiracy you think why they're not in, or is it just you think that they're just not recognized by the hoi polloi?
I think that it's a tough question. I have a problem with them not being in because it's hard to argue that they shouldn't be in. Why they're not in? It's maybe they can't figure out how to market them as an inductee. I can't think of a good. If you forget the.
It's not success. They're one of the most successful bands like in the last 30 years.
They're one of the most successful bands in the last 30 years. One of the most successful American bands over the past 30 years. They have even if you separate them from the art, they have a substantial impact on the music industry. Every festival from Bonnaroo on is their model. They were consulted on Coachella. They were consulted on Bonnaroo. They were consulted on all these other festivals around the world. They own all the leverage and all the ticket relationships and distribution and all that. So it's like that for an artist perspective, they deserve to be in. They freaking inducted Genesis into the Hall of Fame. I don't get why they're not in. It's kind of weird. And like you notice too that like I think Lauryn Hill's gonna get in because now that she's been nominated shortly before and then after, like she's showed up at the Grammys. She's now I think she's headlining Newport or something like that. Like you kind of see this media tour happen, kind of preparing people that they're going to be in. And I felt like Trey was doing that when they were nominated. So I don't know. It's a weird like kiss the ring thing, I think, to a certain extent.
That shit, I hate that shit.
Yeah. If you look at I don't know if I sent you guys a screenshot. I tried to get tickets to one of their shows for the Friday in July, middle of July, Madison Square Garden. There were 69,000 people in queue ahead of me. And I know some of that's bots and stuff, but like it's insane how popular they are. I guess there's a lot of bands like that.
Interesting. Scott, are you interested in Luther Vandross getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Let us know in the comments.
He 100% belongs in there. 100%.
I saw that video. I don't forget what it was from. It's floating around the internet. It was Luther, Whitney, and somebody else.
Stevie Wonder and Dionne Warwick. They were singing "That's What Friends Are For." Yeah. So
Luther Vandross, like when you put them side by side, like Luther was killing it.
Curtis Mayfield, I think, is in solo and with the Impressions, if I'm not mistaken.
When you, I'll just briefly mention this because I fucking feel like it, and maybe Chad will get worked up. I sent you that video of Elton John talking about Metallica, and to me, that kind of sums a lot of for me, sums it up. It's like, because you would think that Elton John, Metallica, completely different, but Elton was able to like recognize the songwriting of Metallica, and it's the same thing when you talk about like all these things where you think like they don't belong in the for their music to be recognized, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's just really good music. And
Yeah.
to argue that Luther Vandross, like, he should be recognized just like Nina Simone and everybody else that is in there. I used to listen to Luther Vandross when I was a kid. You remember that album? I know a lot of people like purists or whatever. I don't know how people feel about this, but he did that album called "The Power of Love," like / Love Power. Remember that?
Is it Fat Luther or Skinny Luther?
Huey Lewis, no?
I don't know, but I had that album as a kid. Like, we're talking like elementary school and middle school, and I love that album, and I still listen to that album. That whole thing is fantastic.
So this is a good question. Topic is good. Just wanted more concrete examples of records, bands that fit your pre-65 definition of rock and roll versus rock. Early Sun Records, yes. Early Kinks Ventures. No, I think like British rock is completely different than rock and roll. Ventures, I would say rock and roll. Yeah.
Let me answer this question. Stevie, no.
I'm not saying that there's a bubble in the vinyl community, but we did an audiophile pressing of Blink 182. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Stevie, I'm going to tell you a story. Back in 1997, 98, my bandmates, Pat and John, well, John specifically, he said to me, Blink 182 are the next Beatles. Now, Stevie, let that sink in. When somebody tells you that back in the late 90s, can you take them seriously?
It's the original troll right there.
Wait, that wasn't a joke?
No.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, they had hits. Come on.
Yeah, their greatest hits band for me. That's like that. See, that's like, okay, so Blink 182 is rock and roll. That just reminds me of like being a teenager and like, it wasn't supposed to be sophisticated. It was just supposed to be fun.
All right, we're going to move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Which is sort of related, isn't it?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me just delete my channel. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me delete my Instagram.
Take all those videos down. Yeah.
That's right.
Give me one second. Yeah.
Joel knows how to get kicked out of Instagram, right, Joel?
What a way to go.
I did get.
I mean, I actually agree. Depeche Mode, Commode. Like, I totally agree because they had a rock and roll attitude. Like,
yes, they totally belong in there.
Are they not in there already? Depeche Mode,
No.
really?
There's no way.
No. True Live Crew.
No way.
Yeah, Tap Records, early Chess Blues Records, rock and roll.
Well, the next topic, and we can still talk about rock and roll stuff in between all this stuff, was that.
Wait, hold on. Joe, hold on. One quick thing. DJ Vital Vertigo, Joy Division belongs. Does Joy Division and New Order belong separately? I say yes. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, separately. I mean, they're two separate things, so yeah.
Then why the hell are they on the fucking bill together every year? Every year they put them together. It's disrespectful.
Oh, because they're unimaginable. They're unimaginative.
And do you think
Joy Division over New Order? But I couldn't disagree with both of them.
Do
you think that they won't get in because Peter and Bernard don't talk? I think that's why they won't get in.
Like, because it would be because they don't show up, and part of it is like the show. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like they won't show up to do the induction. I don't know the history of the bands that didn't that said they weren't going to show up. I remember some bands saying they didn't care and weren't going to, because my understanding is I could have sworn I saw an interview or something where they said that when a band is, quote, inducted, the band has to pay and like they don't get like free tickets to bring family and stuff to it, so it's like a whole big thing. And if some bands were like, "Fuck that, I'm not going to pay to get into this thing."
Let them know.
I had no clue that New Order had anything to do with Joy Division when I was much younger. I had no clue. I thought they was such a different band to me.
Dom.
Well, they definitely
Order,
have a different style.
New Order is so influential, though.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying I don't think of them as the same thing at all. Ooh, Tom.
We were almost to the next topic, and you guys, if Chad would just shut up for just a little bit, we could get to the next topic. But you guys keep saying things, and you're stirring people up.
Just let Alex Beer and Vinyl know that I did shout him out.
Yes.
But he has to watch. He has to watch a lot to get there.
He's gonna have to get to
Man, Buc-ee's.
Oh no, not at Buc-ee's.
It's not Bucci's.
No, I found this out last summer. Buc-ee's.
Oh, okay.
It's a
You thought it was Bucci's too?
It's a gas station.
It's more than a gas station, Joel. Have some respect. It's a fucking disaster, is what it is.
I'm going to disrespect it, and it's absolutely a gas station.
There's like 120 gas things.
Okay,
Do
it's
they
a big
still
gas
guns?
station.
Do you know, Scotty, Vinyl Vertigo? I'm totally with you on this because the drummer, right? The original drummer from Sade, right? Like he was kicked out. And to actually have him along with the original like members of the band would be great.
I want Sade to get in so they know that it's a band, not just a person.
Correct.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
And her name is not even Sade.
I don't think most people know that. Like Alice Cooper is not the name of the guy.
Remember we talked about organizing records? You put Alice Cooper under A or C? It's under A, man.
It should be under A. Some places it's weirdly under C. Yeah.
This is it. Yes. This is
Yes. Exactly.
That is correct.
Pearl Jam's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
why. Wow, Russell, I had no idea the Kings of Yacht Rock. Really?
If Pearl Jam can get in, I don't see why like New Edition can't get in.
Little Feet, is Little Feet in? Speaking of Little,
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I love it. Like, so people like argue that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not a big deal. It doesn't matter. And then people make arguments. Oh, but these people should definitely be in.
well, it's
Like,
more
you
just
can
about
have it both ways. It's either you care about who's in or you don't, and it's important.
Little Feet.
Should we announce our project since we've gotten private funding? Should I tell everybody what we're going to do? We're actually starting the official Music Hall of Fame. First inductee class is going to be
the Vinyl Community. It was the Vinyl Community presents the Music Hall of Fame.
Exactly. We've gotten enough show money to do this, and the first inductees are going to be Material Objects and Psychedelic Horseshit, January 2027.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
hold on.
Legitimacy.
We're not putting Fish and Skinny Puppy in along with them.
Those bands suck.
Yeah, the Beatles. No, they're not in. Fuck that. Yeah.
Let's not even do the second topic. Let's just end it.
Just
No,
bag it.
I picked out records and a concert stub and everything, man. What the? Come on,
You got stubs? Oh my god.
Shit, I lost the stub now, man. Oh, here it is.
All right. What is the next topic?
So this was actually inspired by Wonky Sensitive. We were waiting to do this topic for after he made at least 10 references to women in music in the chat, and then we were going to agree to do it. He brought up that March is Women's History Month, which most people, who knew that it was Women's History Month. And so we're going to be talking about our favorite women in music. They could be like women songwriters, performers, musicians. And we'll let Chris kick this off since he picked out 5. No one else picked 5, so because Chris was super excited, we're going to let him.
I gotta go get my first one.
I just want to say something, Joel.
Please do.
I knew Jason's in the middle of moving. He doesn't have any records. And I just was trying to fill content because I knew my topic would fucking bomb, and it did. 10:31 Eastern.
Hey, delete that. I'm not on YouTube. Someone
Which
said
comment?
something mean. Someone said something mean, and we're not going to stand for it.
No, let's put it up. Highlight it.
No,
Highlight it.
we're
It's
not.
mean about. We're mean about. No, we're not. Yeah, I agree. We're not going to do it.
Well, that person's a bully. That's
Yeah.
what they're trying to do here. They're trying to get attention on themselves. We will show you no attention, okay? Going forward, none.
All right. Well, I'm going to show a record that nobody in the VC has ever shown before.
Okay.
It's not an audio file pressing that's been reissued 60,000 times. It's Nora Jones, Come Away With Me.
Oh hell yeah!
Nice.
I love this record. This is a concert stub from June 7th, 2002. I was the only loser in my high school that went to go see her at the town hall in New York City.
Oh wow.
WFUV Dom 90.7%. Yep. This is way before the whole Grammy thing. I think she won the Grammy like the next year. But this was a really cool show. I forgot who opened, but this is a great record. And Nora's fucking awesome. And I've seen her live. I saw her then. I saw her at the Beacon. My friend and I went on a run of Dead shows, 04. And then like after 4 nights of the Dead, we showed up in the Beacon in like tie-dye t-shirts. Everybody else was like dressed to the nines, which was funny. I saw her there, and then I saw her at Bonnaroo, and I saw her later on a few years ago. But it's amazing. So
absolutely, and she's from Austin, right? She has an Austin tie.
Yeah, and no one has to like her because she sold 30 million copies of this record or whatever it is. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it.
Nice.
There you go, Joel. I'm supporting you.
Thank you.
How much was the ticket? Hold on, Decoy wants to know how much the ticket was.
That's a good question.
Balcony seat, row E, seat 12, $22.50 plus a $6.60 charge. So $30.
Wait, we're at Town Hall?
Town Hall.
Wow.
Awesome venue.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually way cheaper than I thought it would have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
For 2002, yeah.
Yeah, classic venue.
Classic. So I'm going to show this one.
It's got to be Honey DeFranco. No, okay.
Anybody in maybe High Rant and BK know who this is? Probably nobody.
Julie
else.
Ruin.
This is Julie Ruin as opposed to the Julie Ruin. So if you want to know the story about like why this happened, they made a documentary which you can watch called The Punk Singer. You can stream it or you can get the DVD. But this is Julie Ruin is Kathleen Hanna ex Bikini Kill. So after Bikini Kill kind of went their separate ways, they didn't break up or anything. They kind of went their separate ways. To find out why they did that, or part of the reason why, you can watch the documentary. But Kathleen Hanna ends up kind of being in the bedroom, hanging out in her bedroom and just making kind of a solo album, like a drum machine and whatnot. And she releases this album. Now, back in the day, back when this came out, it was late 90s, and vinyl was not in my was not at the forefront of my mind. So I had the CD. And when I started to get into vinyl again, I had to track this down. It's a hard record to nail down, especially in this awesome condition that it's in. Unfortunately, I don't think it's been reissued. I think there's issues getting it reissued.
Okay. I thought it was reissued. Okay.
Or maybe, I mean, it hasn't been reissued anytime recently if it has been reissued.
I didn't know it went for that. Damn. Okay.
Can I comment how you're living up to the Radio Raheem tag tonight when you have your record on your shoulder?
The Radio Raheem, I did that because today when I was walking around the park, I was blasting music the entire time, so it made me feel like Radio Raheem. And in fact, like I made a comment earlier this week to you, and it kind of went under the radar, but I was kind of comparing. I was thinking like you were a little bit like Senior Love Daddy doing your speech about rock and roll.
Nice.
But no one really said anything about it.
I might have missed it.
If you're in chat and you know these references to Radio Raheem and Senior Love Daddy, kudos to you. You have good taste.
I know High Range District definitely does.
Yeah. So yeah, so Julie Ruin, and I missed chat. So if anyone said anything interesting about it, but anyway, so after she released this record, she ends up starting up a band with Kathy from Bikini Kill, and they call it the Julie Ruin, and they released a few more albums. And yes, they also released they also did La Tigra, yes.
Which I have here somewhere.
And I'm very lucky. I have an original La Tigra. I heard the first album, and I have seen La Tigra live. I've also seen Julie Ruin live, or the Julie Ruin live. They played Fun Fest back in the day. Kathleen Hanna is very rock and roll, and I do recommend watching this documentary. Anyway, that's kind of what I want to show. So I'm very happy to have this record in my collection.
I was trying to find it. I have La Tigra here somewhere. Feminist Sweepstakes.
That's actually so. I love the first La Tigra album, but Feminist Sweepstakes is the one I listen to the most.
Yeah,
I love that album.
Mary Timony's great. That's on my list essentially to show Helium. Well, and
I have every
Mary Timony.
I have every, and I was gonna. Someone pointed out L7 in the chat. I always show L7. L7's back here. I'm showing great women, by the way, in my background here. If you can't tell, we got L7, the Blake Babies, Annie Lennox over here. We got Sarah McLachlan. We got. That's not a woman. Ignore that. That's not a woman. I think. Anyway. What you got, Dom?
TV. No.
Hey, just so everyone in the chat knows, I'm not showing Ani DeFranco. I always show Ani DeFranco and L7.
Oh, it was coming.
Well, you're not showing an Ani record?
No, I always show Ani. I don't want.
Definitely the worst stream ever. That's the worst stream we've ever done. This is worse than the time that Vinyl Piper made us do a Bob Dylan stream.
Fuck.
What you got?
Ari Up. Okay.
Oh,
Ari Up.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
This lady, though. Ari Up, a fucking legend. Somebody that at the time was like a punk amongst punks and was given no respect. Okay. So she did a couple of records with the Slits, which are all great. The Return of the Giant Slits is great. Get that record. If you think the Slits stop here, don't do that. But then, Joel, remember the record I bought from you. Well, this is not the one, but it's the same band. She also was a big part of the New Age Steppers. Okay.
All right.
Here she is. She was the prime vocalist, and this is like with all the serious Adrian Sherwood heads, you know, from the early 80s. On You Sound, you know, there's like 4 or 5 records, and she was the voice, and she was the one sort of like emceeing a lot of it, you know what I mean? Like sort of leading the charge. And she kept going, and she kept making music, but no one really cared. And she died of I guess it was cancer, I believe it was, like in 2005. And she was touring like until the very end. And there's a great documentary about her too. So Ari Up definitely does not get enough love. So
badass, nice.
She's a fucking legend for sure. So she should be in whatever. She should be in the VC Presents the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
we're starting with her.
You can induct her.
No, she's great. I think most people are familiar with the Slits, but I think there's a whole lot more that she was behind. You know, so check it out.
You know, I'm a sucker for covers. That Heard It Through the Grapevine cover. That's them, right?
Yeah, they did that. That's on the 12-inch or a 7-inch as well, I think.
Yeah,
it's not on the album, but on this album.
Killer.
Yeah.
Rojas, didn't you read a book on her?
Viv. I read Viv's book.
Viv's book, yeah.
Viv Albertine.
Yes, it's actually a very, very good book. Like,
I have not read that.
And it's also sad because, like, you know, of course, the Slits broke up, right? And then she was sort of trying to figure out, like, who am I after this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think I think Rob Walker, I think if you read her book, I don't know, Rob Walker, maybe you mentioned it or someone else did that. It's probably one of the reasons why she didn't rejoin the band, you know, for the reunion. You know?
Yeah, I think there was definitely some talk about, her really sort of sticking to her guns in a lot of like unhealthy ways, and maybe she wasn't totally mentally well, but nonetheless, just a pioneer.
I put a link in the chat to Viv's book if you want to check it out. And speaking of books, Lydia Lunch, also an amazing author. If you can find any of her books, I recommend them. Paradoxia is really good. Incriminating Evidence, another really good book of hers. I have a lot of these up at the store. I'm not selling them. I just keep them there because they're cool.
Thank you,
But yes,
Brian. If you like it, you like it. So I don't ask you to like it or subscribe to it. I think if you enjoy this, then you can hit the thumbs up, I suppose, right? So where are my records, Joel?
They're in a storage unit, and
With the Nordic track.
you have not, along with the elliptical, that you refuse to just go get it. So our friend Jason here, I just want everybody to understand, he's been a little irresponsible with his money. He buys tons of records, tons of cartridges, tons of music paraphernalia. He has got like 8 DJ mixers, everything like that. He also has a huge ass elliptical, but the thing that he doesn't have is a car big enough to put a box of records in. So if everybody can help me, we need to have a little bit of a little what do they call it?
Audio
intervention on Jason to get him to be a little bit more responsible with his money, to take care of things that adults have to take care of and not just buy more cartridges. And
because you should definitely be talking to people that buy records obsessively about being responsible with money. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hey, Joe, are you a collector?
I am a collector. I am whatever Chad wants me to be. Whatever gets Chad to shut up and stop harassing me, that's what I am.
Rob Walker, it's definitely in the cards. Travis from Human Head Records up in Brooklyn, he is like putting, he's like, you got to come. You got to. We're going to be there. Stephen Davis, like, he did not mention Stunty. He was like, Stephen Davis. Like, oh.
I'm going to go to Den Bosch as well, just so I can scream at Stunty right in his face.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to follow him around with a little speaker and just play Skinny Puppy the entire time. Are you going to show? So you don't have any records to show?
No.
Chris, you got another one?
I guess I do want to mention a record, okay? I
don't have on your phone, yeah.
But there is a documentary on her. This is Judy Sill, right? I think, 70, 71, right?
Yeah.
Now, she was the first artist signed to Asylum Records, which was, I don't know if you know the story, it was supposed to be Laura Nero. She decided to stay with Columbia Records, and that made David Geffen, her manager, so pissed off, right, that he formed Asylum Records without her, and the first signing wasn't Joni Mitchell, it was Judy Sill. So if you're into some sort of like Bach, folk, how do we like very like early
orchestral?
Yep, orchestral like gospel. This record is phenomenal. I bought this for $25 at Half Price Books, along with another record that I'll show. And my coworker and I were just like, "What the hell? Why is this $25? This is unbelievable! Like this is like a major feeling record, So there.
Nice.
That was amazing. I put a link in chat to Judy Sill too, if anyone wants to check it out. Because 47-year-old Jason just pointed out a folk record from 1971. Because, I mean, what 47-year-old doesn't do that? What you got for us, Chris?
Well, I was going to show a Judy Sill record too, but...
What? You still can.
No, I'm kidding. All right. Real deep cut here that no one's ever heard of. Corinne Bailey Rae's debut record. I love it. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
I guess she's I don't know, what is she, Joel? Just like a pop, more than a pop singer, but singer-songwriter. I think it's good records. Her last record's way off the map. It's a cool listen. But this is just straightforward, good stuff.
Very cool. Okay, I guess I'll show another one.
Sure.
One of my favorite artists and songwriters, Julian Hatfield. This is her album, Only Everything. Wait, hold on. Where's that? This is Only Everything. I think came out, what, 93?
No,
Something like that?
95.
95. This is actually, I mean, I have most of her albums, and you know, people can say what they will. This is still my favorite, you know, because it was my first. I did not know this is her band from before. This is Blake Babies. I did not know Blake Babies when they first came out. I wasn't that cool. I found this album first, and then I wanted more, so I went to the Julianne Hatfield 3, which I have that record. It's over on the shelf back there. And then I went back and checked out Blake Babies, which was her band before that. But she's actually very influential on artists these days. He also was briefly in the Lemonheads. And to the people in chat that brought up Mary Timony, I know you already know this, but if for those that don't, I was trying to find it, and it's in a box somewhere. I'm doing this recategorizing thing in my room, so a lot of my shit's in boxes. But if you don't know the band Autoclave, it was released by Discord Records. Mary Timony was in that band, and it's fucking primo music. So I would highly recommend Autoclave if you don't know them already. And then also Julianne Hatfield, Only Everything. Most of you might know this if you remember the MTV in the 90s.
Yeah.
She did the song Universal Heartbeat. And anyway, this whole album's really great. This is a reissue, though, on orange vinyl. Came out some years back.
You know, I saw her on that tour, right?
You did?
Yeah. Guess who was opening up for her?
Psychedelic Horseshit?
No, we're talking about Rock and Roll Hall of Famer nominee Jeff
What?
Buckley.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
So,
That was-
true story, it was a rainy night. I tried to ask my friends if they wanted to go with me. They said, hell no. I went to that concert alone. It was sparsely attended because of the rain.
Oh man.
And then to see Jeff Buckley, and it was like candles on the stage. It was very romantic, you know. And he played his songs. I was very impressed, you know, and I was like thinking, how's Juliana Hatfield gonna beat Jeff Buckley? And she came out with a buzz cut, like her short hair, and she was rocking a Les Paul, and she hit that Les Paul so hard. I was like, whoa, like she just blew Jeff Buckley away. So
Wow.
amazing. All right, Dom.
Got to talk to PJ Harvey now.
Ah, man.
Wow. Yeah.
She is.
Nice.
She's one of the most consistently good artists who really change things and experiment. And this is the one I come back to recently quite a bit. It's a real down record, real piano based, really quite one of her. Well, she's always pretty moody, but by this point she's not. She's rocking, but in a different way. This is from like 2008, 2009. This is my pressing on the original pressing on the Control Group, if anyone remembers this label.
Yeah.
Joel, you'll recognize, I know you're trying to get in with these guys.
You're triggering me. Show me the ADA label.
And here's an old promo cut, one of my old promo cuts. But no, I have, I never went out to seek out any PJ Harvey originals. So when those reissues all came out, I was all in for getting those. And they sound great.
Awesome.
Well, they did the reissues of the albums, and then they did a separate release of like the B-sides and demos and stuff like that.
I bought every single demo record, and then I decided to sell them all. I was like, I don't think I need them.
I was kind of wondering, like, to me, I think that would have been a good like download companion, you know, but to release them on their own, like I see those sitting in bins all over the place. I feel like that maybe wasn't the best.
These
decision.
are great. The ones with John Parrish are really great.
Man,
yeah, I have them all.
Very cool.
It's just like so much stuff I had on CD or I stream. I should just get those on wax.
That's kind of how it worked out for me. Me and my wife, we collected hers with CDs when we were kids, and so
yeah,
when those were happening, it was easy. That was a no-brainer.
That's awesome.
There's not much of a case to be made. I think is anyone anti PJ Harvey or doesn't like her? I mean,
we kicked them all out of the chat.
Even if you don't love her, you respect. I would think.
Yeah, or I feel like if you don't know her, it's something you don't love her. You just don't know her. You haven't spent time with her.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Jason? You're up, dude.
Man, this sucks with not having the records. All right, for another back in the 90s at the Half Price Books. God bless Columbus, Ohio. This record was also for a quarter, and it turns out it was David Bowie and Mick Ronson's favorite record. I think 72 or 74. And Peacock, You're the One. Now, this record is a mesmerizing record. Like I
can show that one.
Yes, it just it just takes over. Like it's very, what do you call it? Like, how would you describe it, Dom? Like it is rock, but it's also like very noisy.
It's very acid heavy.
Yes.
It's like almost fusion at times.
Yes.
It's insane.
So I mean, I think like this record, and then like Nate, the Wolfman, he played sort of like the kind of opposite the Carla Bley record, Escalator.
Yeah.
But this one, man, it's actually one of my favorite records. Like this record.
Is that like super expensive now?
No, I think you can get the reissue.
I think it's a $60 to $70 original, something like that.
And the reissue is about $40.
Yeah,
that's what it was anyway.
Yes, actually.
I mean, look who's on this too. Paul Bley is on this. Barry Altschul,
Oh,
wow. There's a bunch of people I don't recognize, but then so it's like a mix of studio players, jazz musicians. Air 2's on this.
No wonder why Bowie liked it.
Well,
it's insane.
Yes, like even Mick Ronson on his solo record, he covers "I'm the One," which is amazing.
And she's doing this weird thing with her voice. What is she using? She's using
right.
Oh God.
Well, she uses like a distortion pedal on the voice.
Yeah.
And then like some phaser effects.
It just says electric vocals, whatever that means.
Right.
On, I know everyone's, or Mazzy's favorite, right? Dynaflex. This is a
Dynaflex. Wah.
It's a real thin one. I do too.
We're gonna make a concept album of just Dynaflex percussive movements. Amazing. Is it on me? I have a few more. So I'm not saying this is her go-to album, but I really love this artist. And I love her so much I can't find her record. Regina Spektor. Are you guys into her?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So this is actually I think her last solo record, which is pretty good. It kind of flew under the radar. I was pretty happy when I purchased it. This is like college for me. Same with like Corinne Bailey Rae. That's why I probably gravitated towards it. But yeah, not much else to say about her. It's very straightforward singer-songwriter stuff. Unique lyrics, unique voice. So it's all fun. I guess a little New York in her too, right? A little East Coast.
Oh yeah, I have I have a pretty big association with her back in 2008, the very first record store day. I think I told the story. I helped put on the in-store that she did at Soundfix Records in Brooklyn.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So
that's on the.
I was working with her for a few days, like getting the whole place set up, and she's so sweet. She was great.
She was cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was really great.
Yeah, that debut album, I think it's Fidelity, right? It was pretty
yeah, but Begin to Hope is where she really started really
Was it Begin to
gaining. That's where she really started like gaining the big audience, I think, or a bigger audience. The first one was called where she's holding the beer bottles or whatever. What's it called? I can't think of it, but
Man, I don't really know actually. But the one with hold on. It's like a yellow cover and I got reissued with a white cover, I think.
I think that's Begin to Hope.
Maybe it is. Yeah, Begin to Hope, 2006. So okay, yeah. That was the one that was like big for me in college, at the end of college.
Right.
Yeah. And she's from Brooklyn, right?
Well, she's Russian. I think she's born in Russia. Born in Moscow, Russia, 1980. But she was living in New York somewhere. I don't know if it was Brooklyn, but it was New York. For sure.
We just claim her for New York then. Oh, East Village, it says.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Mayor Bill de Blasio proclaimed June 11, 2019, Regina Spektor Day in New York City.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Yeah, good for her.
Okay.
She's on the Bronx Walk of Fame as well.
Joel.
So my next one, I could mention a lot like Kazi Fanny Tootie or Kristen Hirsch or Beth Orton, Ani DeFranco, Diana Ross, Tori Amos, newer ones like PB Go or Phaser Days. But what I'm going to go with is a pair, and I have to go with CD on this because one of them does have vinyl, but they're buried, and my favorite albums aren't on vinyl. And hold on, I gotta get them prepped here. I didn't have them prepped. Is the combo? I don't know what happened between them, but I'm gonna show this one here is Madigan Shive, aka Bonfire Madigan. She's released on, I think, Kill Rock Stars or K, one of them two. What is she released on? Yeah, Kill Rock Stars. So this is her second solo album called Saddle the Bridge. Amazing. And then this is Jen Wood. This is her Getting Past the Static album. Here's her first solo album called No More Waiting. Then it goes Getting Past the Static, and then this one, this Uncontainable Light, and then my favorite album, which is Find You in Love. These two were in a group once upon a time named Tattletale. They only released one album. I've talked about it on stream before, so apologies if you are remembering that and having flashbacks, but I love Tattletale. It opened up my world to the world of these two amazing songwriters. Madigan is a singer-songwriter and also an amazing cello player. Jen Wood, amazing guitar player and singer-songwriter. This album is the inspiration for everything that I've done, Static ATX. It comes from this album called Getting Past the Static, one of the most emotional, fucking heartbreaking albums you'll ever hear. Jen Wood and I've never met her, right? I'm not trying to be all parasocial or whatever, but through her lyrics, I can tell we have a lot in common, you know, life experiences or whatever. So she's written a lot of songs that I can relate to. And her music's gotten me through a lot of hard times. So if you can check it out, it's called Getting Past the Static. They're long out of print, so you're gonna have to dig around. I think she got some of this stuff, like the rights digitally, so you can maybe find some of the stuff on her Bandcamp. But Jen Wood and Madigan, aka Bonfire Madigan, amazing. Cannot recommend them enough. And I've played them on my DJ stream before. I think you guys would like them because they're a little folky, a little singer-songwritery, and a little punk, a little everything. And yeah, someone mentioned Elizabeth Fraser. She's obviously amazing. Anyway, that's what I got. I did. So, Mark, I did play some Jen Wood on stream. I don't think I played Bonfire. I don't think I played any Madigan. The other thing I wanted to show off really quick, because people were mentioning Helium and Babes in Toyland, etc. I don't know how many of you know this. This was a movie, like an indie movie back in the day. I think it was it produced by like MTV or something? I forget. Anyway, it's called All Over Me. I don't know if any of you guys familiar with this movie.
Mary Timony has something to do with that?
Well, no, sorry, it's a movie. It's an indie film, but the soundtrack has Babes in Toyland, Ani DeFranco, Helium, Sleater Kinney, the Murmurs. Oh yeah, uh, half of the Murmurs. Shit, what's her name? She was in the L Word. What's her name? Why am I? Someone in chat will know her name. She's also in the movie. Also, the guy that played Ricky in My So-Called Life was in this film. Anyway, amazing soundtrack. The Geraldine Fibbers are on there. The Murmurs. Remy Zero. Hey, Cesar. Remy Zero's on here. The Patti Smith Group. Drugstore did Super Glider. I don't know if you remember Drugstore. Anyway, it's a fun film. It's an indie film. Like along the same. If you guys ever saw Kids or what were like the other indie films like this back in the day, like High Art. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of along that same kind of line as Kids and all that. Anyway, I can see no one in chat is like feeling this or whatever, but this soundtrack's fucking amazing. And it has all the artists you guys are sitting there screaming out in chat. A lot of people in chat have good taste, so shout out to you guys.
Last round.
Bam. I'm starting to think of so many now that we're doing this.
Well, I'll show.
Yeah, I wish I went like less like Poppy.
So let me see if I can make myself big. Joel and Dr. Johnny Fever and I were actually talking about this band. Well, this singer, and it's Tracy Thorn. Everything
yeah.
But the Girl, Temperamental, 1999. Now, if you know Everything About the Girl, they sort of sounded like what new soul, new jazz, that 80s thing that Sade was also part of, and even the Style Council. Now, by 99, with the big hit of Missing, right, they kind of metamorphosized into this electronic, but they never lost their songwriting chops, and then this is sort of like a melding of it, right? But it's like
Absolutely.
more like this was their last record before their reunion. That was what, a year ago, 2 years ago, right? But this record, man, like Tracy Thorn, she can sing, man. Like she has a distinctive voice. It really pops up on this record like a lot, you know? So this is what I would recommend. Man, the best.
Absolutely.
Marine Girls. Yeah.
Man, I sold that record for a lot of money, Dom.
Shouldn't have sold it.
Yep, it's too late now.
Last artist, Feist. I'm a big Feist fan. I have a bunch of her records.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, like the first album is like cool, but even the really popular one, The Reminder's awesome. Her last one, Multitudes, was pretty good. I think I have a couple of other. I think she has like five or six. She's got collabs like Kings of Convenience and stuff like that. So I didn't realize how much of like a cult favorite this was. I didn't know people were like hyped about it as much when it came out, or found out about it later. But
she opened up for Sarah McLachlan, I think, on the last tour.
Yeah, I mean, she's. I don't know. Is she big outside of the States? Maybe I don't know what the deal is. I feel like she should be bigger. She did at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year when the White Stripes got inducted. She did. We're going to be friends with some other new artist. I forgot the name, but it was pretty cool.
Her involvement on that Broken Social Scene record,
yeah, of course,
is great.
Yeah. She's a good collaborator. Who else? She's done Broken Social Scene. She's done Kings of Convenience. I think a couple of songs. She's on that. She did a song with Jeff Tweedy, of course, on one of my least favorite Wilco records. But she did on You and I, right? And then she also did a duo with Ben Gibbard, I think, on a Nick Drake tribute album, or no? That Train song. It's like a folk.
Or it could have been from the One Fast Mover, I'm Gone, maybe.
Yeah,
which is all about
maybe it's
Kerouac. Kerouac. It was all about
maybe,
was it Dharma bombs? It was a Kerouac based sort of documentary.
yeah, maybe it wasn't a Nick Drake tribute record then.
Could have
But
been.
yeah, it's called Train Song. I think it might be like a traditional folk, but her and Ben Gibbard do it. Yeah, she's awesome. That's it.
I have one more.
Based on Sesame Street. That's right. That's right. Grasshopper.
So someone in chat reminded me of this. This is one of my. I love this album. You guys know this one?
Laura Veers and Nico Case and Katie Lang.
So yeah, Nico Case, Katie Lang, and Laura Veers teamed up together. They released just this one album. Last time I checked, this album is still available on their own website. You can't find it in stores and stuff like that, but you can still buy it on their website. This album is so beautiful. I love a harmony, like a vocal harmony, and these three women like do it fucking perfect. And I'm also just a fan of all three of these women's solo records. And Nico Case released an album last year that was really good. But this thing, I think this thing came out a few years back, like in the 2016.
I got to break in with something, Joel. This is important. I just saw that Bob Power passed away. You guys know who that is?
Bob Power? No.
Yeah, legendary engineer, Tribe Called Quest, D'Angelo.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Joel.
No, bring us down. Like we don't need to be talking about that. I mean, what do we got? What do you got? Bob Power? What do you got? Yeah. Bob Power. Let's see. Yeah, 2-time Grammy Award nominee.
You see Tom's comment. Hey Joel, if you like harmonies, check out the Partridge Family.
Hey, I mean, don't threaten me with a good time.
Carter Family.
So Bob Powell, basically Tribe Called Quest and like the whole Soul Aquarians, Jay Dilla run is all him. But he did a lot of work before Tribe Called Quest. I know that. I don't remember the credits, but it's a pretty important engineer. And like the Low End Theory is not the Low End Theory without him.
They used him exclusively, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know if he did Voodoo. He did the Roots. He did the first D'Angelo album. Let's see what else it says. Yeah. Anyway, it's a big deal. Baduism. Mm-hmm. You know, if you like good music, some people don't. That's fine.
Chris, what kind of passive aggressive shit is that? Like, if you guys don't suck, I mean, if you're not just like complete horrible human beings, you might dig some of his music.
Respect.
But if you know, it's up to you. I mean, you could just be a piece of shit. You know, that's fine too.
Oh my god.
Maybe if the engineer from the Dave Clark 5 died, then the people in the BC would go nuts.
Oh my god.
Rock and roll. All right, hold on. So you guys skipped me like 5 times here. I'm not going to allow for it. Betty Davis.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
They say I'm funky. No, they say I'm different. Mm-hmm. The first time I heard this, I couldn't believe how just raw and nasty it is. You cannot deny how just like it grabs you.
Do you know that record? Those records were like coveted in Atlanta. Like people are willing to pay money for those records.
They're very hard to find nice copies, and these are the best I've been able to find. I upgraded them both once each, so I do have nice. I mean, the sleeves are not the greatest, but the records are super nice. And also an interesting footnote is they were on the Michael Lang label, Just Sunshine,
which nobody on that label did well. I mean, I got to be honest. Like,
there's a few curios on that label, like the Arica record, one of my favorite new age, psychedelic, cosmic, sort of like mysterious, communal record. But who else is on that? I can't
Karen
think of.
Dalton's on that.
Of course, Karen Dalton, the second one anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, she didn't have a huge recording career, but for what she did, it's like just meaty. I mean, look at that. So, and I have to just real quick because I know we were beating up on Jose earlier. I got to show Grouper, Liz Harris.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Jose.
No one was beating up on Jose.
No, Joel was. Joe was so pissed about shipping.
Jose already left. He's mad at me. I
Maybe I'll see you later. Grouper, Liz Harris. Everything she does is worth hearing. So
one of these days, Jose will forgive me.
I'm blown away by the underwhelming response to Bob Power passing. It's crazy.
Chris, this is the first time I've heard that name, so I guess I don't know anything.
No, you know too much. That's the problem.
I don't know that.
I don't know much, Dom, but I know that I love you.
I was waiting for somebody. Thank you.
All right.
And that may be all I need to know.
All right. So this record, maybe most people don't know about it, but ISIS was a 70s band. They were
my God. You're showing the ISIS record.
But I mean, you don't know this one right here. Ain't No Backing Up Now.
Okay, so I know the other one. Isn't there another ISIS?
Alan Toussaint produced this record, and this record is super funky. Like,
I'm thinking of a different ISIS. There's another band in the 70s called ISIS. I don't think it's the same band. But anyway, go ahead.
No, you're right. But this one, if you're into raunchy female vocals, this one, man.
I don't know that one. Okay,
man. Too deep.
I guess
too much.
We might need to queue up the Yeasty Girls.
Ooh. Man, it's too much. Okay, I think what did we learn today?
Well, we pissed off a lot of people, evidently. Our bad.
Oh, nice. Well, Rob Walker, I may see you there.
What is it? April what?
I can look it up for you. April 10th, 11th, 12th.
I mean, I think
this was a great topic. Come on.
See, Fanny, another great band. Very good. Frank, did you watch the documentary? That was a good documentary.
I think we learned that when you actually talk about music on these streams, it doesn't go well.
As opposed to drama or just sort of bullshit.
What?
We didn't get to mention Shan Marshall of Cat Power.
Man,
sure.
I saw her at one point, and she cried on the piano.
I saw one of those shows too.
It was too much. I had to get out of there. Too much.
I know. We left from the Polish National Home in Brooklyn. That's what it was. It was called.
Really?
Do you remember that place?
Yes.
Why am I forgetting the main name for it? But it was somebody will remember in the chat. Something. Maybe Alan.
That's such a Cat Power venue.
2003. You could get pierogies there, Chris. It was delicious. She came out super late, and then she just sat at the piano frozen for a long time. And me and my wife, girlfriend at the time, now my wife, were like, okay, we're gonna go save our night. Let's leave. Let's go.
Evidently, a lot of I heard that super early on, back in the 90s or something, that she was really trepidatious about playing live. It was she would almost get catatonic, not able to handle it.
Yeah, I've read her interview where she had no interest in really performing or even being an artist at all. She just was almost dragged into it. So she had to
I think it went a little bit beyond that. It wasn't even about not being interested. She had a thing. She had
definitely
medical something or other that was it was something serious she had to get beyond. And this thing,
I've seen her since, and she was great the last 2 times I saw her. She was great.
We'll do a shout out to Polystyrene. This is X-Ray Specs. Someone asked about it. People mentioned X-Ray Specs, so I just wanted to give them a shout out real quick.
Yeah,
it's a really good book about her. I don't know if you know that.
Polystyrene?
Yeah, and X-Ray Specs. Yeah. It's a big book. It's pretty
I got a lot of books to read, man.
Did you see Cat Power do her Dylan thing or no? You didn't see her?
I missed that. I saw her. I know about that. Yeah. I saw her on the last, I think it would have been the last previous album for Domino, Wanderer, which was a great performance. It was really good.
The thing was, I was going to go to that show in Austin with Cat Power and the Dylan 66 thing, but I felt it was missing. There's a point, right? Dylan 66, right? He was trying to do different things and got booed, right? It was sort of a cultural phenomenon. And it's not disrespecting Cat Power, but like to play the songs without the feeling, that's.
I agree. Like the reverence.
Yes.
It's irreverential. Like you need to almost have like stage booers there or something. And I'll tell you what, just to bring this topic full circle, that's the only time in his career when Dylan was fucking rock and roll.
Correct. Hold up.
And he got booed.
Right. Look at this, Tom here with this comment.
Always with the hot takes.
Tom, I'm not saying every jazz record is killer, I'm not hyping up my Saturday auction. Okay, Tom? Just chill out.
I want to give a recommendation real quick. This group right here, I have them on vinyl, but I just have the CD sitting here. They're called the Eternal Summer, or they're just called Eternal Summers right here, led by a woman. And what's her name? I always forget her name. I've met her a few times. But anyway, Eternal Summers, they're released on K9, a great label out of New York. I have also actually K9 has a lot of really great records. If you want me to be honest with you,
Surfer Blood. They had Surfer Blood.
Yep, they had Surfer Blood. They had Bleeding Rainbow, formerly Reading Rainbow, had to change their name because of copyright problems. They had Eternal Summers. Yeah. And they also had Chairlift, and I tried to get them. I really wanted them to repress the Chairlift album, the one called Something or something like that. I forget what it's called, but because it's really good. But Eternal Summers, one of the best bands. This is my favorite album of theirs. It's called The Drop Beneath, and I do actually have it on vinyl, but I also have it on CD because I got them to sign it. Look at that! Look how cool I am! Look, they said my name. They said my name. They said thanks to me. Look at that. I got to see them do the sound check at Mohawk during South by.
Really?
I just snuck into the venue, like no one said anything. I just kind of like walked right in, and I went upstairs and watched them do a sound check, and no one said anything. I always feel weird when I do stuff like that. It makes me feel naughty. Oh yeah, someone mentioned in the chat First Aid Kit. That's another great group.
Yep.
I love First Aid Kit.
I have that record by Chairlift. That's worth a lot of money now.
It is. Actually, if you have that, I'll buy it from you. Straight up. Yeah,
Sounds
it's
like,
something.
Maybe for the treadmill move,
It's a stone cold great album, that Chairlift album.
Speaking of selling records, anybody want to buy this Radiohead 7-inch? I didn't realize how pricey it was, so it's immediately
wait. Who is Radiohead? Like, do they have like songs on the radio? I don't even know. Who is this Radiohead you speak of? Never heard of it.
You know when you go through Discogs and you're like, wait, is that an error? And you're like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
How much? And it's like, oh yeah, I don't need that. Somebody buy it. So what are the final comments for tonight, Jason?
Oh God.
Rock and roll.
What? Cat Power.
Oh man. How many do you cap out? Oh, you got the covers record.
The cover one's good.
It's a good one.
I don't remember. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
As long as you don't bring out Guided by Voices records, I'm fine.
I have those.
That on the covers record, she did the Rolling Stones cover, right?
The first covers is one of my favorites that she did, if not my favorite.
Yeah, I think she covered a Rolling Stones. Let me look it up real quick because I actually love that covers record. Let me look it up.
What the hell do I have here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the one that I'm thinking of is called the covers record. It opens up with her doing a cover of "I Can't Get No Satisfaction."
That's my favorite. Yeah, I thought I had that here. Apparently I don't.
I had the CD back in the day. CDs are back.
Sorry, I guess we didn't learn anything. Is that what we're saying?
I could mention this. Anybody know who this is? This is Kendall Winter, another amazing female. She's a banjo player, and
yes.
CDs are back.
Comment. This comment by Vinyl Kicks 86 here. It's only rock and roll if it's boomer approved. That's what I learned
Definitely.
tonight. Man.
I think we should
Oh,
end it.
here's another good female artist, Savages. This is Ginny Beth's band before she went solo. Savages, fucking amazing.
Have you seen them live before?
I did. So I told this story before at South by Southwest, like forever ago, when the first album came out, the first Savages album. It was all the buzz. Like, I'm walking around the streets, I'm talking to people. Hey, what's the best thing you've seen at South by? Everybody said Savages. So I hauled ass to that venue, the one that's like down the. Anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. I went to this venue, saw Savages. They blew my fucking mind. Their drummer, whose name. I can't fucking remember the drummer's name right now, but she was fucking amazing. Savages blew me away. I was like, they were the best band of South by Southwest that year, and I instantly became a fan. And she's even more insane now when she's doing the solo thing. She's basically like very Nine Inch Nails ish. I saw her in Barcelona at the Primavera Sound. Anyway, go ahead. What are you gonna say, Jason, about it? About Savages?
No, I did see them during the second record, and it was like a crazy show. Like, I remember Jenny Beth was like climbing up the monitors or whatever, the side monitors, and jumping she was hanging from the ceiling. It was crazy. Like, it was a good show, but I was like, this is hilarious. Like, I was just like, what's going on here? You know?
She's insane. And I'm looking over here, and I just see this, and I'm wondering, we talked about female artists, and we didn't even bring up Madonna.
She's got plenty of time.
How did we not bring up fucking Madonna? It's insane. I apologize. I apologize to the music gods for not mentioning Madonna during a stream about women.
The only thing I know about Madonna is that she dated Tupac.
Dated or just fucked? How about that?
Oh, man.
Whoa.
This is how we should end the stream now. What's going on here?
Man.
That was her crazy years where she just was going nuts. But did you hear that story that Snoop told about that?
Yeah.
Like, he was wanting some weed or something, and Tupac was coming down to the studio, and he goes, I'm bringing someone with me, and fucking Madonna comes in.
Crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
You watch, it's an interview. You can find it on YouTube. Like, Snoop was saying, like, one day Tupac's coming down. He said something about like wanting some weed or something, and here comes Tupac into the studio with and brings Madonna with him. Madonna just sits down while Snoop's recording his album.
And this is like 93, right? 92, 93. This isn't like but yeah.
Hey, listen, if the VC doesn't like Madonna, they're fucked, man, because Madonna is fucking amazing.
I think Spins and Brandon just did their top 10 Madonna song video.
And Tiffany was my first concert. Tiffany and New Kids on the Block was my very first concert I went to.
All right, we're gonna end the stream with this right here. Wolfman, who's coming up soon. Let me tell you what Like a Virgin is about.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Everyone go over to, I almost said to the Like a Virgin stream, but go over to Wolfman.
I just want to thank the VC for my short stint here. It's been real. And,
go out on top, man.
That's right.
Love
man.
you guys.
Peace.
All right, I want to thank
Bye-bye.
Joe Static ATX, Chris the Groove Seeker, Dom Seeking a Thread, and everyone in the chat. We'll see you next time. Peace.